What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
Got myself, Ham.
Obviously, Addy's not here today. We got Drew here. Drew is not new to the show.
Yeah.
But do you just want to introduce yourself again for the people?
Yeah, sure. It's me, the resident Liverpool fan. My occasional parents. Today I'm going to go with the AKA stuck in Howard's Web.
Look, we're going to get straight into the game in a second. Thanks again for coming along, as always. People, firstly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share with friends and family. We'll appreciate a bit more comments so we can obviously respond on the podcast. So if there's anything that you do want us to cover, please make sure you comment and just like, and then we'll hopefully respond back on the pod. How you been, Drew, first and foremost?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Can't complain. Good start to the season. Well, up until yesterday anyway. No, it's been a good start. I think a lot of people weren't expecting it from us. I did listen to you guys' predictions. I was quite shocked with what I heard. But
Okay.
But it has. I mean, it's been back. But even for me, I wasn't expecting us to be as good as we have been. So yeah, so far so good.
Cool. We'll go into the prediction.
I didn't see where I had you guys, actually.
Yeah, I didn't go too wide with it because I thought you guys were going to do well. But we'll get into that. What you say, Ham? What was Houston like?
No, I was in Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah. No, Dallas was good, man.
Yeah.
Dallas was good. The food was good. Weather was good. The people I met was good. So yeah, man, it was good, man. It was good.
Any more travel this year? It's like your fifth place this year, isn't it?
Yeah, I think this is my fourth or fifth holiday.
Oh, you're blowing the budget this year.
Yeah. But I'm definitely off. I'm definitely off again before the end of the year. Just need to figure out where.
Just taking me along with you, boy. Taking me along. All right, cool. You know what? Don't let us. Let's stop the small talk. Get straight into, because there's a lot of talking point from yesterday's game. We'll start straight.
Just what we like.
Yeah, straight to the Liverpool game. Myself and Ham actually watched the game together, so we went back and forth yesterday in regards to the game anyway. But obviously we've actually got a fan here, so from your perspective, in terms of it's hard to even go into the actual performance because it's all ruined by the refereeing decision. So there's no point of us actually dissecting the game in terms of how Liverpool played, because the game plan must have went out the window within.
Even though I thought you guys played well.
Yeah.
With 10, with 11,
10,
with 9.
With 9, whatever it is, 100%. You made it hard for them. So for them, obviously, the one is celebrating, but it was a hard victory. And they just about got that victory. And they needed a helping hand, not just from Matip, but also from the ref as well, innit? So the first decision will be the red, right? Yeah. Let's start with the red, because obviously we got split opinion, but let's start with the red.
Yeah, I mean, up to then when it was 11 versus 11, I thought it was a really, really good game, and I'd say we was on top. Gakpo had a good chance. We had a slightly heavy touch, and the keeper saved it. And Robbo's come in, and the keeper saved the rebound with a good save. And I'd say we were on top. Spurs were doing decent as well. It was a good open game. But then, 25 minutes, the foul from Curtis Jones. I'm thinking back to when I saw it live. And that's what I always think when I think of red cards. What was my reaction when it happened? Yeah. And I thought foul, but I wasn't worried. You know, sometimes you know.
Yeah.
Then I see the ref coming over. I'm like, he's booked him. Okay, cool. And the
Big
way
Simon Hooper.
Jones was protesting as well. He was protesting about the yellow card. So I'm thinking,
when
they show
not even the yellow.
maybe it's going to be a bit hard done by here or something.
Yeah.
Then I see the thing, and I'm like, you just know these days. You know, you're just like, then you hear that sound, the referee's going to check it. Then as soon as they pull up the TV and tell him to look, it's everyone, the whole stadium knows. And then,
but it's the fact that what they told him to look first.
This is it.
Remember you said that, yeah.
So, and then what you could see from the angle watching live on TV was you could see the ref scream. And I see him walking up, and I just see a freeze frame.
Yeah.
With Curtis Jones' foot frozen on Basuma's ankle. I'm like,
which is not what happened.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not context.
Yeah,
100%. You know, you can't deny what the contact was.
Yeah.
But everyone knows, you can slow down images, freeze
it's images
to make as bad as you want. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not the context of the challenge. When you see it, personally, I think it should be shown to them as they, live speed. You can show angles and everything like that, but it has to be the speed of the challenge, because we know in football there's collisions, there's contact.
Yeah.
Anyway, I look at it now. I see Josie's definitely made contact with the ball. It's not great contact. Obviously, he's slid over the top of the ball, and he has gone into Basuma's ankle.
Yeah.
From my point of view, because they've both, I would have said it was definitely a red. If it was one of those ones where Basuma's controlling the ball, he's not attempting the challenge.
Yeah.
John's just gone into him. That's dangerous. But when you're both going for a ball, anything can happen in terms of where you collide. The ball can, it could have easily been the other way around, in my opinion, anyway. So that's why I thought it was quite harsh. And I would have thought, 25th minute of the game, it's a big game. As we know, it's an unwritten rule in football. Big match, you let things go a bit sometimes. Anyway, the rest decided to go straight red, and I just thought, personally, I thought it was a bit harsh. I don't think it was the worst decision in the world. It's not one of them ones I'm like, okay, I'm really complaining it's a red, but I think he could have easily said,
Stuck to his on-field decision.
Yellow card, last warning.
Basically, you're thinking they didn't need to get involved, didn't it?
No,
they didn't need to get involved, didn't it? Yeah.
Easy could have said.
The ref's giving the yellow, it's a yellow, let's play.
Yeah, come on. I just thought it was a bit over the top for the occasion.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, in terms of everything you're saying, I agree in terms of like the occasion, like the on pitch ref. They need to have some sort of coronas, because they're relying heavily on VAR. And the thing is about the VAR, as soon as they're called, they're more or less submitted to whatever decision or whatever the VAR ref is telling them to go and look at. So they've pretty much submitted to the decision, think, okay, you know what, I'm going to have to give it now. Yeah. So I get that. But for me, I think we were talking about handballs last week and so forth in terms of how the rules has changed. And that just falls in the same bracket as this one. Like, if he doesn't give it, yes, there might not have been like much uproar about it. But him giving it is not much different to other red card that I've seen that are similar to that. And I know obviously Jurgen talked about, look, when the journalist was asking him about, oh, you've never played football? Yes, they've never played football. But it's not about whether they play football or not. We play football, but even if we do that, the way when Jurgen was playing football, the rules is totally different from when you was playing football till now. It doesn't matter whether you've played football or not. That was nothing.
Dust yourself off, mate.
Roy Keane bloody broke the guy's leg. What did he? Do you know what I mean? So football has changed from there. Like, players don't even wear proper shin pads anymore. Yeah. So the rules have changed, but from what I've seen over the years, bro, it's a red.
Yeah,
it's a red for me.
Do you know what wound me up about it as well? We played Tottenham 2 years ago at their ground.
Yeah,
and Harry Kane literally nearly snapped Robertson's leg.
Nothing.
VAR checked it for about 2 minutes. And he gets no ball, goes right through the ankle.
Right through. Because Roberts kicked in and he's gone straight through him, innit? Yeah.
And he's booked him. And they came out with some nonsense like you said, Robertson's kicked through. And you're thinking, again, unwritten rule, evening things up. Like, how, and after the refs had a shocker in the same fixture the last 2 years, to then have another one.
That's like, it's just the inconsistent of football nowadays, and that's all it is. And in terms of like yesterday's game, that's the only decision I can say, okay, fair enough, I agree, because it's not that I agree it should be a red, because I should, like, if it was down to me, that shouldn't be a red. But from what has occurred over the years and like the way football the game has changed, I'm not surprised a red is given for that. So if you're talking about consistency, then it should be sent off. It's unfair for him because of the occasion. Like, you've ruined the game for like the neutrals and all sorts. But for me, I just that's what I think. Okay, yeah, it's a red, and that's the only thing I agree with. Anything else he did yesterday, there's no defending that. But yeah, Ham, what's your? Because obviously you think it shouldn't. Because I watched it with Ham, and he was the only one in the room when we was watching it yesterday that said, no, that's not red. So he's literally the only, like, straight away when we was watching it, Ham was like, no, that's not a red. So what's your thoughts on?
I'm saying I still feel the same. Even less than 24 hours. I still feel the same today. Like, I've watched it back here, and it's just never a red card in my opinion. Innit? It's just never a red, because, like I was saying yesterday, and I told you earlier, like, Jurgen Klopp is definitely telling Curtis and McAllister and Szoboszlai, it's a big game. Win your 50-50s, innit? Because win the 50-50, we win the midfield battle, we'll most likely win the game, innit? So Curtis is going for the ball. Curtis gets the ball. Fair enough, he touches the football, innit? Which is enough for me. He touches the football and his foot slips, you could say slips or slides or whatever, goes over the ball a little bit, yeah? he's gonna make contact with Basuma in it because both of them are going for the tackle, innit? So the ref, if he's using common sense, could just be like, he's played the ball, he's actually attempted to play the ball, and he's followed through. Yes, he's hit Basuma, but the yellow he gave for me was suffice. That's enough. That's literally enough for me. I don't think they need to get involved and call him and be like, oh yeah, go check this. You've made a howler. Because what the reason why they're calling him is for what? If it's what clear and obvious.
Clear and obvious mistake. Yeah.
I don't think that was a clear and obvious mistake. He's giving them a yellow card. It's not. I don't think it's a clear and obvious mistake. That, oh my God, Simon, you've made a howler. Because we're gonna talk about the other howlers that he made that were clear and obvious that they didn't tell him to go and do. So this for me was. The yellow that they get, for me, I'm not even giving nothing. We're playing on in it. If it's me, because he's midfield players winning their battles, it's good enough for me. However, if you're going to give him a yellow, give him a yellow, stick to that. I don't think he needs to get upgraded to a red. And Curtis is actually playing well this season, and it's kind of fucked that it stops him in his tracks, isn't it?
It's a shame for him, because like I said, he's having a good season.
Yeah.
It's how hard it is to get into the team as a start.
And he's got Gravenbach and Elliot and them.
There's so many repercussions, and I didn't think about that, like what you said about the clear and obvious.
There was nothing.
But like I said, I know that's a 50-50 one, so I'm not going to complain too much. But that's.
Oh, but we're gonna talk about the offside one. You can complain about that one.
Now just moving on. Like, I don't think in terms of the rest, all of us are probably in agreement. Like, I'm sure, like we're all in agreement that the rest of the decisions was a shambles. I think this is is only the red card we might differ. Where should we start?
The offside one.
Well, next
go straight there, bro.
Offside one. Because as I said, we was watching the match yesterday, and the whole room was like, that's on.
Yeah.
So it was just clear. And like 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago when Bayern beat someone 7-0?
Yeah, but in their league,
their league. Did I put it in the group? And I said, can you guys check the last goal?
No.
Oh, no, it's not that group. There's another group. I was like, check Kane's goal. The goal that he scored to make it a hat-trick. And I thought, who's the right back, the Moroccan guy?
Oh, Missouri.
I thought he was offside. So I was thinking, something's wrong with my eyes. It's the angles, whatever, because they didn't even check it in that. I was just watching the highlights.
Yeah.
There's something else happened again. I think it was Brentford and Everton, where I thought there's another incident I thought was onside. They didn't bother check it again. So I think, you know what? They're just getting all the camera angles wrong. Maybe it's just me, it's my eyes. Yesterday's when I saw that, I was like,
that was clear.
Yeah. Bear in mind, this over 2 occasions I was by myself, innit? I'm in my head now. Like, what's going on? But
my mind's playing tricks.
My mind's playing tricks on me. By saving graces, I'm in a room full of people yesterday, and everyone said exactly how they feel. And I'm thinking, okay, it's not just me. Nah. Like, what the fuck is actually going on now? Because are this ref having a bet on the game?
Yeah.
No, because that's the only explanation to it, because it just doesn't make sense.
Well, it's so true. Like you said, I remember watching it live, and I see the ref flag, and I'm like, nah. But anyway, I'll wait. Yeah. Ref, when they showed the still, and we all cheered. Like, it's got it wrong. 100%. 1-1. A 1-0 even.
1-0, yeah.
Then 10 seconds later, I see him blowing the whistle, and waiting to the, for Spurs for the restart.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way. Impossible.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? Like you said, I'm not a computer. Clearly.
Yeah, you're thinking that.
They didn't show the lines, but at half time it's going to be cleared up. And I'm
And you're going to be like, oh,
there was a guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. I'll benefit that. When they show at half time and I'm looking at Twitter as well, and all the Richard Keys on beIN Sports, Colin Moore was
all the different coverages,
all the coverage are like, all our cameras are saying it's onside.
It's onside.
Clearly onside.
Clearly as well.
And you can hear Neville's talking about it. It's like, whispering in the background. Like, what? Nah, something's up.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking, and then at half time when they show it again on Sky, you're like, what? We've just been robbed.
Yeah, literally. Daylight robbery.
It's not just one, the landsman. Why is he flagged?
Yeah, no, firstly, the lino is fucked. Because we can see that.
What? Like, they're meant to, what's the rule now? If it's not clear, you
don't put the flag up, bro.
You let the computer decide. Then whoever's I'm not even gonna blame the VR. Whoever's operating the
it's not VR. VR is never the problem.
Yeah. They've clear. Like, did you hear the excuse after the game? They thought that the ref had said it was a goal, so they were agreeing with his decision.
They were just trying to cover up their bad mistake.
You know, like,
and it's not a bad one; it's a howler.
Yeah, you know when you've fucked up.
Yeah,
let's quickly put it together some bullshit and put it out to the media. It's just outrageous.
Yeah.
Especially in the context of the game, like you're thinking, all right. So as a Liverpool fan, we're 10 men down, 25 minutes away versus Spurs. We're up against it now. But the way we responded, I was like, we're playing well here. Then you go in front, and you're only thinking, it's Newcastle again here, or better even, because Newcastle we were never. So we've gone ahead. We've got ahead. We could put every man behind the ball now, make some change. You know, who knows? Spurs weren't really saying much.
No, they didn't.
Not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
And then obviously from that, and then Spurs go and score, and it's a completely different game after that. I mean, it's like the repercussions of a decision like that.
Yeah.
And especially because, like I said, we've lost the City in the title race by 1 point twice in the last few years.
That shit counts, bro.
And I know that this, like I said, this could be the dividing.
Shit counts,
a few years
bro.
ago, we had Rodri with a handball versus Everton, no penalty.
Yeah.
Time before that, we had one versus when we lost the title by a point. Again, we never got a penalty versus Leicester. You know, I think these contentious decisions could be the difference between you getting the point
100%.
that you need. So what happens now when we'll probably lose the title by a point again versus City? These are the things that we're going to look back on. And other ones I could say, all right, you know, like penalties and things, it's objective or whatever.
Yeah.
This is
not.
meant to be. This is 100% a goal.
100%.
Like,
100%.
there's no discussion to be had there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you've literally taken a goal away from us. We could be top of the league right now.
Yeah.
And what statement? Yeah, I think today, I was thinking before the game started, City lost. Man United have lost. Everton have lost. It's all setting up for this. We're going to go top of the league today. And we're putting out the marker that we're back. We're top of the league. The pressure is finally on City to do something.
Yeah.
And now we're in a situation, okay, we're just back behind City again. It's not over. But what I'm saying, the circumstances today could have been completely
Yeah, 100%.
So I just feel
if
like,
they had just done their jobs. Man is not asking the referee or the VAR officials to do. We're not asking them to jump through hoops.
Exactly.
We're not asking them to, do algebra or nothing. We're just asking them to do their fucking jobs, bro. And there's never yesterday, because how I knew it went offside was Diaz isn't ahead of Romero's back foot.
That's what I'm saying.
So it was clear. Because the only contentious thing was, is his shoulder or something ahead of Romero's back foot? But when you look at it again, even in real time, it was onside to me.
Yeah.
Then you look at it back and think, no, but Romero's back leg is back here and Diaz is like literally here. So he's like a yard onside.
So they measured it. It was like more than half a yard.
Yeah. 100%.
And it's just a sense of injustice. Like, I just couldn't. You know, you try to get over a decision. And every time I'm just looking, I see this. You know, like, I watched again the match today, and I'm just flabbergasted. I'm just like, how have you done this to
Bro,
us?
how would a better FaceTime Klopp, you know?
Bro,
The statement's not good enough.
But
I
he normally calls them, apparently.
Yeah, I need a FaceTime. No, but the call's not good enough. I need to see his face. If I'm Klopp, I need to see his face. And he needs to see my face.
I want to see, you know what they've been doing, where they mic them up and show the decision.
Bro, I think it's ridiculous that it's only our sport.
Yeah.
It's like we're covering corruption, because NFL, rugby,
cricket,
NBA, you hear you hear what's being said, innit? So like when Gary Neville's saying, Gary hears it. So
how can't we hear it?
Exactly. Whatever they're saying in that room, so they're in a room like this in Stockley Park, and they're telling Simon, we think Curtis, it's a red. I need to hear that, because I need to know what you fucking thought. That's why you thought it was a red.
Why is it that only like now they've got this thing where every now and then he goes on TV and he has some
No. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. And then
it makes it worse,
handpicks the recorders that they want to play.
Exactly.
Do you know what makes it worse? This is what makes it fucking worse, And I was saying this the other day. When you go to stadiums now, it's shit that the reception is shit at football stadiums, I think that's shit, but I get it. Obviously, it's 60,000 people, 30, 40,000 people. Everyone can't get reception. What makes it doubly worse is the fact that you can't hear nothing. When you're in the stadium, I've been at Emirates and I've been to away games last season where for 4 or 5 minutes,
you don't know what's going on.
I have no idea what's going on. No idea. You're just waiting and thinking, was it off? And then you can't check my point is, you can't check your phone. So you can check Twitter. You can't message someone who's watching it at home. Is it, what are they joining the lines? What are they doing? That shouldn't happen. Not in 2023. With much money that's in football, that shouldn't happen. We should know what's happening from the first minute to the last minute. What's being said, what's not being said, what lines are being drawn, what angles are being used. We should know everything. We shouldn't have to be guessing, and then Howard comes out once every 3 months to tell us, oh, in that Everton game, this happened, and we reprimanded him. He's been taken off a game. Fuck that.
It's true because it's like the referees get a protection level that no one else in the sport gets. You know, managers, players, everyone is analysed to death basically, and they have to. You know, the players when they lose the game, they can't just be like, oh, you know what, I don't fancy facing the media today.
Yeah.
Like, you know, imagine like I think Sheffield United, you lost 8-0 last week. You think the manager wants to go out there?
Of course
to the
not.
press?
Of course not.
He wants to go home.
Yeah.
But he's got to answer questions.
Yeah.
Whereas a ref can do that and just be like, see you later.
But I think if we heard the conversation, we realize how incompetent they are.
Of course,
because I think they're the
shit.
shittest. I've been saying this for years, and I think we got the shittest refs. Imagine hearing like their justifications. You'd be like, and he's a professional.
Yeah, and this is why they don't show it.
And he's a professional.
Yeah. That's exactly why they don't play the footage because they know we know how incompetent. They are.
100%.
Cool. Let's just move on to the next one because if you think that was it, that's not it. If you didn't watch the game and you're just listening to us, if you think, oh, you know what, those two decisions bad enough.
Nah, man.
You just got one more. And obviously the 2 yellow for Jota. I didn't see the incident for the when watching it live. Obviously talking to someone and Ham was obviously like, no, that's not a yellow. So I didn't actually watch it. But obviously I believe Ham that it wasn't a yellow. So I only saw the second yellow. I thought, okay, the second one definitely a yellow.
That was clear.
Yeah. But the first one, as you said, he clipped his own leg. So Jota didn't actually touch him, which is quite unfortunate. And it's just accumulates, isn't it? It's just
It's one bad thing
after the other. And this is what I'm okay. But how do you explain all this, like, in one game? Do you get what I mean? This is one game we're talking about, and this is all decisions against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So not just like, it wasn't split down the line. Maybe Spurs had one, Liverpool had one.
Yeah.
3 bad decision in one game, and all in favour for Spurs. Like, and it's just
Home
about
team advantage.
It was so bad. There was actually more, but because there were 3 major ones. They didn't even have time to. There was one that there was sort of like a 50-50 penalty decision. There was one where Salah nicked the ball off Basuma and he just fell on the floor. The ref pulled it back and gave.
and Salah got
foul.
and then Salah got the yellow because he was talking. Yeah, I saw that.
So
Yeah,
they didn't even bring that up because it was so many other bad ones. It's just like, you know, I was talking about earlier about, you know, even things up. Unwritten rule of football. You know, I made a bad decision. I'll see where I can give you something back later. And it just get worse and worse without the game. Like the Jota one. I remember again watching it live, didn't see anything. I'm like, all right, I'll wait for the video. He's probably stuck a leg out.
Let me not be hasty. Let me not be hasty.
I'm waiting for him to stick his foot out.
And then you look at it back and then you're even more angry.
And you're like, what? And you can see Jota's face. He's, you know, you're looking that way. And he's like, blowing the whistle. He's looking around
I've not touched nobody.
And then, then he gets booked. And I think, and the same challenge as well, because I think the player, when he goes down, he does the thingy sign. In our first game of the season, McAllister gets booked
for doing that. Yeah. They're just inconsistent. They're idiots.
That's not allowed no more.
Yeah.
So again, you've made the example.
Same as kicking the ball away as well.
And then, let's forget about it now for the rest of the season. Anyway, that's a minor thing. But then, like I said, Jota's done nothing. And then, I mean, he was very stupid on the second challenge.
You're on a yellow, don't.
To be fair, he was the one player who was poor for us yesterday. He was shocking. From the moment he came on, he gave the ball away every time. On the yellow, makes the silly challenge get sent off. But the first yellow card was never a yellow card.
No. And you know what pisses me off is just like what I said. Like if they're at Stockley Park here, I think that yes, they should be watching the game, but they should 100% watching for all the contentious decisions. So whenever a ref makes a decision, that's when their antenna should go up and go, oh, he's giving Jota a yellow. Let me look at that. Which is bullshit. Which is bullshit. Because it affects the game. Yeah, it affects the game. So that one, if I'm here, I can literally, Simon, it's not yellow. He hasn't touched him. Idogi's kicked his own leg.
Seconds.
And he goes, oh shit, my bad. Okay, cool. So reverses decision, no yellow. And it's actually a drop ball or whatnot. Because like I said, because he's on a yellow, the consequences are if he fouls again, it's going to be a red.
Yeah.
But then that second one is just a yellow. So if he's not on the first one, he doesn't get sent off. You don't go down to 10, you don't go down to 9, man. Who knows whether you don't hold on for the draw and whatnot.
This is the thing, because it's like I said, it's the context of the team, we're already down to 10. So if I'm a ref, I'm thinking, boy, I have to be accurate now because the concept, everyone knows in football. Yeah. When you're down to 9, you've lost. That's it. It's over.
We were just waiting for Tottenham to score. Yes.
It's like, do you know what I mean? The game's over. So you got me as a ref. I have to be certain that I'm making these decisions. And like I said with the yellow card thing, I get it. You don't want VAR reffing the whole game. I understand that. but a yellow, like you said, can turn into a red.
100%.
Yeah.
So which has massive implications on the game.
Yeah.
All this, they're not re-refereeing the game. No, just get the fucking decisions right. All this
In the
not re-refereeing.
first place, yeah.
But the guy's not touched nobody. It's not a yellow. You mean you're not re-refereeing? Just tell him in his ear. It's gonna take you like 0.5 seconds. Simon, it's not a yellow. He ain't touched him. Boom. All right, cool. No problem.
Yeah. That's another one for
Fucking
another
it,
day,
bro.
really, because obviously that, like, in terms of like the VAR, like interjection in football, they're trying to limit as much as possible. So I can understand for now anyway, but I do hear what you guys are saying. A yellow card does play a major part of the game. So for now, they're trying to like limit the amount of times that a VAR interjects the game. So we'll but. And you know the thing with refs, like, you know, when you make, you know very well deep inside you make a bad decision. You know there's this unreal rule for like ref where they will try and make it up, like somehow.
Yeah, like
this guy was not willing to.
He was not. That's what I'm saying.
He was not willing to.
The
So
stubbornness was unbelievable.
His definition of my Jamaican friend, he was wrong and strong. He was wrong and strong. I guarantee you, Klopp probably saw him after and he said, "What and what? And what? I made it. What are you gonna do about it?
He got in his car and left.
What are you gonna do about it?" The only
when-
thing he didn't do yesterday was saying Klopp off. That's it.
That-
That's the only thing he did.
that was-
No, but look, it was a poor performance by like the ref, the assistant.
They all gotta get stood down.
all
though.
around.
He stands them down
Yeah.
sometimes, isn't it, Howard? Isn't it?
But this is what's going to happen. I know it's going to
They're
happen.
gonna stand them down for next
All of
week,
you are not getting a match next week.
and that's it.
And you'll be back the week after,
Yeah.
probably in a Liverpool game. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it before.
Listen, as long as whoever that team was yesterday, as long as they're not there next week Sunday, we play City at home.
They
That's
should
it.
be.
Nah.
They should be in League 2 next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, look, bro, we can just go on and on. I think there's not much people. Go on, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say though. I just want to non-referee related. I was just gonna say though, the performance that the team put in was heroic. I thought personally.
Yeah.
To play in those circumstances, we were the better team with 11, the better team with 10, and I thought probably the better team with 9. To be honest, Spurs had nothing.
Yeah,
They were just.
And when they took off Madders and Son,
I think he was he was happy for taking.
yeah, when he took off Madders and Son, it was
And
just like, yeah.
I won't blame Matip because God knows how tired he was. You know, you play. I can only imagine what playing. I played with 9 men in Sunday football.
Yeah.
On a small pitch,
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So God knows what it's like in a professional
Yeah.
game against world-class players. So I'm not gonna blame him for that because I thought they stood up to the challenge. They played 96 minutes against every circumstance against them, and what I said this to one of my boys yesterday. If to beat us in a game, you
You gotta do
9
all of
men,
that. You gotta do all
and
that.
to beat us, and that's what it takes. And you just scrape by an
Yeah.
own goal, bad referee, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
You'll take that.
I'll take that because that shows that where to beat us legit,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to do something
Take a lot.
special. So yeah.
Cool. Let's just go. Obviously, we discussed the reference decision. You sum up the game, and I'm totally in agreement with everything you just said about the game. Now, refereeing decision aside, I thought Liverpool were great, and if that's what if I was a Liverpool fan, which God knows I'll never be, I'll be happy with the performance, knowing that this is what it takes to be our team, and the team put up a fight. Like everyone on that pitch will Klopp will go into the changing room proud of the performance. So especially knowing this is not the first game, you had red cards in other games that shouldn't have been a red card, and against Newcastle you managed to come back, and you probably would have done the same yesterday if the ref wasn't determined to make you fail. So no, I thought the performance was great, and this is probably epitomised what my thought process of Liverpool was going into the season, because you had a great manager and I know you have a great team. I know you missed out on some signings, but I just don't think all of that goes away overnight. So that was my thought into going into the season. We'll go into it in a bit, but Hammond, do you just want to sum up the game outside of the ref?
Yeah, no, I thought
situation?
it was a good game. I thought it was a good game. It was definitely. I don't think the game disappointed. I thought Liverpool was good. I just every time I watch Mo Salah, I just think that boy is just unbelievable, bro. And obviously, I know you're gonna go into how you think about Liverpool. I know at some point you're gonna talk on Dominic Szoboszlai. Yeah, because I thought once again he didn't put a foot wrong yesterday. But I thought you guys were good, putting a good performance. Alisson's made a couple worldies. Was it a couple? I think just one worldie actually. The Son one, innit? The one from Son.
Madison.
Oh, was it Madison?
That was better, I thought.
You thought that was better? Yeah. So
Someone's a good one, but I expect that. The Madison one, that's one I think a lot of keepers relating.
So yeah, I thought you guys put in another good performance. I watched you guys most of the games this season, and you've been good. So yeah.
Yeah, no, look, let's just go into like obviously now that we have you here. Is this the first time this season?
Yeah.
Cool. Your honest like opinion assessment going into the season. Where did you think before we go into like what you've done so far in the season? Where did you think you was gonna finish?
So my expectation, well, I wanted minimum top 4 and to win the Europa League. That was my minimum. And I thought I did it. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting a strong title challenge. Maybe, you know, I was hoping maybe kind of what Arsenal did last year, or maybe not.
Hey, that was strong, bro.
But you know what I mean. Maybe
Okay,
not, but
cool.
you know, like
That was strong, bro.
How can I say? I was hoping, you know, you'd be kind of in it for a while, but fade away. But I personally thought I had no worries that we wouldn't be a top 4 team. I thought last year was shocking, and that's as bad as it can get, and we still just about missed out. So with new signings, and then like I said, the team that we have who stayed, we got rid of
a lot of old players.
Some of the I think, you know, people would probably was the right time to go. And I know, but I thought just because, you know, they're new, you're not gonna make a title team.
And they got a bed.
So that was my expectation. I was like, I wasn't worried. Well, not worried. Obviously, it's good teams in the league. But I would have been very upset if we weren't competing for top 4 this season.
Yeah, of course. No, because look, I remember when I think my cousin, me and my cousin we talked football a lot. So my cousin came to me and basically was like, it was trying to make a joke out of it. It's like, oh, his brother trying to say that, he thinks Liverpool and Arsenal are going to compete for the league this season, and he was making a joke out of it, thinking I'll agree with it. Like, this was before the signings. I'm like, because I think Arsenal's going to win it, but I honestly thought until like you guys didn't get those signings and you lost a bit of experience, I was like, I don't think C is going to be able to do exactly what they did last season. And I just thought, okay, you know what, Liverpool's just not going to go away like that. Knowing Klopp, that is, despite all the hurdles he faced last season, he just never gives up, the man. Like, and you can tell it gets at his players all the time. So I thought, I think that rightly so, they're going to compete. But then what changed my mind was you missed out those signings and losing experience within the team. So I thought, like, I know they might not play much, like Endo and Fabinho, but that's valuable experience that
James Milner.
Like, it's all right with like going through the steps now, but when it gets to the crunch time of the season, you need those boys in the changing room. You need them. So that's what took me away from the title for Liverpool. So that's when I thought, okay, you know what? Even if they're not going to get a title, Arsenal will get a title and the City will be second. But Liverpool's definitely going to be better than us. That's just my opinion. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Because I always thought, and I've been saying is that I knew this season was going to be harder for us than last season. I've been saying it from the beginning of the season. I just like to look for things holistically, innit? Like, we focus on, like, in football now, everyone's very reactionary. You just focus on now and then. But I've like thinking Liverpool, they got one of the best forwards in the league. Like, then obviously, yes, the new players in the middle of the park, but he's still got the experience at the back. We know what Robbo and
Van Dijk and Trent
and bring to the team. So it's like you just that just doesn't go away overnight. So then I said, okay, you know what? They'll finish third. But I can't lie, they're even surpassing my expectation right now, because yesterday he didn't deserve to lose, and I reckon you would have got something out of that game yesterday because of the decision. And only God knows what, like, you'll probably be top of the table right now. So I'm totally like, So I wasn't in the bracket of thinking you guys were going to be outside of the top 4. I truly believe you was going to make it. But what is your assessment now, knowing that, okay, that was your prediction and this is what you're doing?
Like I said, I expect, now I'm looking at more because signings have settled in quicker than I thought. Because if you look our record with signings is always very good since Klopp's been in. But there's been a few players that have taken a few months. You've got people like Salah who just, straight away hit the ground running, Mane. But particularly midfielders, if you see when we bought Fabinho, he took about 6 months to get adjusted. Robertson was the same, took a while. I remember when he first sort of like moved Wijnaldum into a bit more of a defensive position. So I was thinking, okay, it's a brand new midfield as well. Literally. It's a brand new midfield. So I'm thinking that's going to take a little while to gel. And they're young as well. That was the age of them. I was like, they're 22, 21. So I was like, okay, well, we'll be good. Because I looked at it and I thought, who's our competition? okay, Chelsea, I was like, I don't care who you buy. If you buy 25 new players, you ain't making a team. No way.
No.
Newcastle, personally, I'm not convinced they're gonna. Obviously, they will be one day with the backing they've got, but they're not better than us. No chance. Man United, like you agreed, I was like, yeah. Somehow, every time I see Man United, I'm like, how did this team finish above us? I'm like, how? Like that's down to us.
Yeah.
I was like, we were that bad that we let this team finish above us. No offense, but I'm like, all right, so we should be top 4 then. And then if we do well, then we're looking at Arsenal had a great year last year, but I mean, we've been superior to Arsenal for years now. Why can we not because of 1 year we can't get back on them? I don't believe that personally.
Yeah,
so,
we've gone that.
Yeah,
that's right.
But then when I looked at it, like I said, and now the way we started the season, and it's the circumstances we've won the games in as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've had 4 men sent off.
Newcastle away and all that.
Newcastle way to come back and not just draw that game, to win that game against a team that loads of the pundits are saying are ahead of us now. They're top 4 team. We played Villa at home, beat them comfortably. West Ham at home, beat them quite comfortably. These are quite strong teams now. Bournemouth, we had a man sent off after 55 minutes, went on and won the game. So I'm like, this team's made of something. Like, you know, like the old, like when we were, you know, winning the league and the European Cup, what we were known for is that we never died in the game. And this team seems like they've got that. And the new sign is particularly Szoboszlai. He is like the perfect Klopp midfielder. Like, but he's like, I've never seen the upgrade from Henderson to him. Where I just can't even put that into words.
Don't do my boy handle like that. I hear you, but easy on the.
No, but I get what you're saying, because you were saying like you lost the leadership, and I agree with that, because I was slightly worried about like, okay, these are 2 of the key figures in the team, but I was like, it's to the point where Milner and Henderson, they're not giving us nothing on the pitch anymore. So I don't care how good of a captain you are.
Yeah.
If you can't, you're not adding nothing to the team. You gotta go.
You go.
And I feel like sorry to cut you, but I feel like you've got players that they've been with them long enough,
Exactly.
to soak that up. And I think you've got players that can go into that leadership thing. So Robbo, Van Dijk,
Salah's the captain
Alisson,
of his national team.
Salah, even Trent to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? So I think you've got players that have soaked up everything that Hendo and Milner can give them. And now it's like, okay, now we're ready to be the leaders of this crop.
And that's what you say. If you look at the famous Man United teams, or that's when you pass on to the next generation. You don't need to get hung up on, oh, Henderson's the captain, it's gonna fall apart. There are other people who've been in his circle, they've learned from him.
Yeah, 100%.
And now they're going to take it over.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done. And then, it's early days. I'm not going to get too excited. It's only, September still, October now. So, but the signs are good. The signings look like they've improved us where we needed to improve and added to the quality that we already had. So,
And over the years, one thing you don't let Liverpool do is get into that rhythm. Once they get into that rhythm and get going, it's just hard to stop them. Like once and it started from last season. So once they get into that rhythm, they're proving it over the years, especially the times they were chasing Man City. They're more than capable within the last 10, 15 games to go and win it all.
Well, this is the thing. We're the one team in the league who know, like almost like the marathon, when to sprint, when to all that. So it's like we're the team that have taken City to the wire.
Yeah.
So, and there are still plenty of those guys left who've done it.
Yeah.
And you can't rely on them because, like I said, they're all older, but you brought in the fresh legs to give you the new boost. Yeah. And you're hoping that those guys can sort of guide them along the way. And like I said, it's momentum. And that's what I was so fuming about yesterday.
Yeah, you want to keep it going, innit?
You win, you're unbeaten, you're top of the league. That's how a league title starts. And it's not over because, like I said, City lost, thank God. But
shout out Wolves.
But that's what I'm saying. It's that momentum getting it going. So yeah, we'll see. Good start. Let's see how it goes.
If you was going to give a prediction right now, top 4, who would it be?
In order or just
order?
I'm gonna go Man City.
Boo.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm gonna say us for second now. Arsenal third, and I'm gonna go. Fourth is wide open, you know. Who is there?
There's
Newcastle.
You know what?
Spurs.
I'll just for now probably say Spurs, just because they got no European football. Because Newcastle, I don't think they'll be able to handle Champions League and Prem. United just look a shambles. Chelsea, they're a shambles. Brighton are not going to have the legs. They're not going to have enough to do it for the whole season. So
Villa.
Villa. Yeah. There's a lot of strong teams, but you know, to top 4, Yeah, probably.
Hammers.
Nah, they ain't coming through. I think Spurs just because of the no European football thing. That whole having a week to prepare for games does make a big
Especially
difference.
with a new manager and new players.
Exactly. So maybe them. Yeah. But I think I could easily be wrong on that one. Fourth is very wide open. I think.
Cool. Look, we'll probably get you on during the course of the season again anyway, to try and get more insight of whether things have changed or not, whether Liverpool are still there or not. I truly believe they will be there anyway, so we'll get you on later on. Ham, is there anything else you want on Liverpool?
Yeah, no, I just don't agree.
I might disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree that. I think that if I'm giving an honest assessment, I think City are obviously they're the benchmark and they've set it, and Pep has pitched his flag and saying, "This is my league, and I know how to win it, and I'm the best manager out here." I think he's put separation between him and Klopp and whatnot. So I'm gonna put them there and say they're consistent and going like that. And I think what we've done with our manager has been a steady incline, and I don't see us falling away. I see us, if anything, I see us getting better, and I see you guys not. I don't think it's a complete like restructure or I think because obviously, but you have got a brand new midfield, like you said. I don't think you fix your number 9, whether it's Nunez, whether it's Gakpo, whether it's Jota.
We've got 5 goal scorers.
And whatnot. Yeah, I get that. No, and I think your 5 is better than my 5. If I'm being deadly honest, innit? I think your 5 is probably, yeah. I give that to you and whatnot. But I just think where we're going is a steady trajectory upwards, and I think Klopp's almost like built this team, kind of taking it and now having to build another team, kind of. And I just think at that where we are and where you are, I wouldn't say the gap is big or anything, but I just see us closer to City than you guys. So if City do win the league, I think we'll come second. As a point I'm making, I don't think you guys will finish above us in the league.
If I was an Arsenal fan, I could understand why you're saying that, because I think, like I said, you're on an upward trajectory. But what I would say, yeah, you're right. We've rebuilt the team, but why I say this, because we've still got enough of the old team who have still got peak years in them.
Yeah,
they're not. If I'm Van Dijk or Salah, I'm not trying to do no top 4. I'm in the peak of my. I'm here to win.
Yeah.
And you guys are I'm gonna bring you up to my level, and we're gonna win. And what I didn't discuss, which might be a benefit to us, we're in the Europa League, the group stage. We just won the game the other day with our second string. You know, like easy. So you're probably not going to have to put out a real team until.
But when you do, though, you got to do that Thursday, Sunday.
True. So it couldn't go either way. But what I'm saying, the early stage, you got to play Champions League, which you haven't done for a long time as well.
Yeah.
Champions League group stage. You know, but these teams that played Europa League last year, when they play Champions League, it's a different ball game for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I think there's factors that could go either way. But I think it's those top 3. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna be like Liverpool, City, and then everyone else. I think Arsenal will be up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
I think the physical aspect of things, I think both teams will be fine. I think you both got the quality to do it. Physicality, like both, like you have, and I think you have enough depth as well. I just think it will be down to the mental aspect of thing, where if you got a Champions League quarter-final, semi-final,
this is what I'm talking about.
You got Real Madrid on a Wednesday, Man City on a Sunday, or a big game on a Saturday or Sunday. Then you know the second round. This obviously for now is fine. It's when it gets to the when you get to the March, April, and then someone will drop down injured. There'll be tactical changes that needs to be made. How do you cope with that?
The 2 teams in the league who have done that regularly are Liverpool, Man City. They know, okay, I've got Champions League knockout stage Wednesday, big Premier League Sunday. The players have all experienced it and done it. Where Arsenal, this will be the test: is can they do that now?
Yeah. I think like, is a question that needs to be answered. But I personally, at the moment, I think they will be able to.
Yeah, they're a legit team.
I think they'll be
Arsenal,
able to.
there's no doubt about it.
It's because of the managers. It's not so much about the players. It's just that you can just tell by like the manager's attitude towards each and every game. Each individual game presents a different challenge to that man. You can tell. Do you know what I mean? He just doesn't go into every game thinking, okay, cool, I'll put the same lineup up. You have to win. I think he knows that every game, and you got a bit of insight from the All or Nothing. Is it All or Nothing?
Yeah, I think I watched it.
Like,
I'm not.
Yeah. Every time he speaks to them in the changing room, there's always something new about each game. He picks out like little nuances about each game, and
every top manager is doing that.
Yeah.
So there's something about him that I think that will trickle down to the players. Whether enough they can pull that off or not, it will be down to them in it. But it's a question that they have to answer. And as you rightly say, Liverpool has done that before in the past. So we know you can do that. So there's no if buts about it. when it gets down to it. We know Liverpool can do it. We know Liverpool can win the last 10, 15 games. We know that. Can Arsenal do that? That's the question they've got to answer. And if they can do that, I believe they'll win the league.
Yeah. Like I said, I think there's 3 teams who could do it. Because then also what we haven't spoken about is City. I mean, they're an amazing team, but every team has motivation. You know, to go again. So after winning, they've hit the jackpot last year. To do it again. Yeah. They've got new players as well. So personally, I don't think their replacements are as good as people have left. Yeah. I mean, I looked at their bench the other day, and for the first time ever, I'm like, who's that guy?
Oscar Bob.
Yeah.
He's Norwegian.
So, I mean, I'm looking for I'm picking at straws here, but they, we never know.
You never know.
All it takes, as we see it, and this is why when City lose a game, you got to take the chances because you're gonna get a couple opportunities in the season, Liverpool, Arsenal, whoever. And it's the team that takes
and I think it's heavily weighs on the manager as well. Like I think, like Pep, as you said, is challenged. That's what makes him so great. I feel like if you're so consistent as a manager, to be able to go into every season, to be able to find new ways to motivate the team, that is so challenging. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? So he's got to do that again.
Yeah, this season. I think this year, first day in training, it would have been 4. That would have been a number, and I think that's what I think exactly. And I think he's got every year, like Tom's saying, and I think for him this year is okay. We've done the treble. What the fuck can I get these boys to get more? It's just like Phil Jackson in basketball and the Lakers. How do you get the team that keeps going back to back? They're free-peated. How do I get them to go again? Yeah. And I think for Pep, because did you see what he said to Phil when Phil come out and said that they asked him a question, and obviously Phil goes, like man, try to do the treble again, innit? And then they asked Pep, oh, did you hear what Phil said? He said, what did he say? And he said, and he said, Phil's young, man. He don't know what he's talking about. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but he's just like, he's young, he don't know what he's talking about. That ain't going to happen again. So I think for him, within those 4 walls, he's probably thinking, yes, we want to go treble again. But that number 4 is probably the number. That's the motivation this year. 4. Man United have done the 1, 2, 3. And we've done 1, 2, 3. But nobody in the Premier League has done 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And especially this season, we've got Arsenal that's coming. Arsenal are going to come again. Liverpool are probably going to come again as well, and those are going to be our 2 main competitors. Yeah. I think that's what their motivation is.
You're right, and I think where Pep probably edges the other top managers, the timing of when to get rid of a player. Like we've had issues with Klopp, like I said, maybe being too loyal to players, whereas Pep don't care. Yeah. If he's done with you, you're out the door.
My manager's showing that as well. Sorry, Ramsdale.
No, you have to be ruthless. Like Ramsdale hasn't really done anything wrong.
He's done nothing wrong. Yeah.
But if he sees an upgrade out there, he's gone for it. So
yeah. That's why I didn't understand what the
I'm glad you guys are taking a long time, so we don't have to spend much time on United.
There's always time for that.
So we don't tag me in. You only got like 3 minutes or so.
Tag me in.
You guys are taking a lot of time.
Dudley brothers.
So we don't have that much time on United. But where should we start?
I only watched the highlights of yesterday's one, but I've seen the games that you've been on live. I've seen all of them. Yeah, and it's been bad. Yeah, that's the only way to put it. Even the games you've won. Yeah, I'm like, the thing when I see United, right? I'm like, this is such a mishmash team. As in, like, you got Ten Hag with his Ajax boys, and that's clearly, I think, what he wants. But then you've got half of like Ole's guys who are not possession-based players. So you got Rashford, Fernandez, they can't play that way. So it's like, how are these team ever gonna gel? And then you got like a player like Mount again. I don't really think suits that style of play. So I said this to my boy, shout out Fodgy if you're listening, at the start of the season. If your team and your star player are Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes, you ain't winning nothing.
Yeah, I saw people tweeting that yesterday.
I was like, not say they're bad players, but they're the way football is, like I said, to dominate games, you're not going to do it with these two players. And the players as well, you don't have the players who suit them as well around them. So he has to decide, am I going the Ajax route or am I doing the counter-attack Ole thing? And pick one. Because at the moment, it's a mix of both and it ain't working.
Yeah. Look, I don't know where to start with United because there's just so many things wrong. It's not just on the pitch. Off the pitch. There's so many things he has to deal with. I'm sure all he wants to concentrate on is on the football. If he's concentrating on the football, at least he can just focus on like tactics. Even like look into like the point you just raised and look into it like within his like coaching team. Okay, you know what we're trying to do is not it's not working. What way should we go by it? But I don't think he's even had enough time to even think about it. Well, he should, because there's so many other like external factors going on, like the sale of the club, individual players, like well, then you deal with the Greenwood situation. Then you find another Anthony. It's just so much for him, and that's why I've got to give him the benefit of that. Look, I'll be honest, going into the season, I thought it was going to be hard, but I just didn't think it was going to be this bad. I'm not going to lie and say I thought it was. I voiced that it was going to be hard. Well, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. It's
a strange one, because usually, like you said, I think you had like a decent year last year. Top 4, won a trophy, and like a bit like Ham saying with Arsenal. There's that usually when you have that, you have an up trajectory. Then gets to a point that either keeps going and goes down. Yeah, but have it in the second season where it's just tanked. It's hard really though. Like strange, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got, and that's what I always tend to do. In it, I look at things holistically. We had that performance last season. It was great, but if you start to look at it holistically, Liverpool didn't have a great season. Then there's Chelsea was bad as well.
He was able to capitalise.
Spurs had the issues with Conte. We was able to capitalise, and we just about. Yeah. So we papered over the cracks that were there.
The circumstances were
right. That's what I'm saying. And then going into the season, I'm not one of those fans that think, all of those are just going to go away overnight. So it's just, but I'll be honest with you. Yeah, there's still work to do. But I still think the players we've got, I still thought it was enough to get top 4.
He also should be getting better out of the players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I honestly thought it was still enough to get top 4, but I just didn't think to even think we could challenge this little Arsenal and the Liverpool was all a myth to me. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, even when people were trying to like put down Liverpool, saying, Liverpool might not make top 4, but like, do you guys know what you're like? What you're not seeing? Do you think like we're a better team than Liverpool? Yeah. Like, don't take last season as like.
Yeah, no, because even last year, like you said, at home you were really strong. Yeah, if you look at some of the beatings you took away from home, like, it's like.
Easy.
7-0.
Go into that.
But not just that game. There's other ones. There's some heavy defeats. You're thinking
6-3 in the derby.
A team that is like has aspirations of being a big team. You've got to do better than that. And then I looked at it this year. Like I said, the signings made, and I'm like, I don't see any signing that's really addressed any of those issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just don't understand the transfer strategy. Not just for the last 10 years in Man United, the signings. It's a combination of, he's a big name, we'll go for him. Or he's on the up-and-coming star, we'll go for him. But then also the players the manager wants. And it's just a whole mess. Like your whole operation, like you said, as a club is all over the place.
Yeah. What he's going to say, Ham?
But we love it, though. We love it. No, I was going to say, see for Ten Hag, where I'm going to give him some grace is because last season, I know you're saying that he's got his Ajax boys, wants to go this way. Then he's got the United boys, go that way. I think for him, last season, he went against his principles to salvage the season.
Yeah.
So this season, if he does that again now, when the fuck does it become Ten Hag's team?
Yeah.
So for him, it's just like, it's probably going bad now, but in his brain, and when he's talking to his coaching staff, he's like, bro, it's got to keep going bad because if I get sacked, I'm getting sacked on at least I tried my way. Because last season when he tried his way, he realised, shit, we can't play out the back. I'm passing the ball to Harry Maguire. Fuck that. We're going long and we're going to win the second balls. And they had a decent season. Top 4. This season, he can't. The United fans and casuals, we won't allow him to just play a style of football that we don't associate with because we're thinking United brought him in.
And that's not what we
for this
for.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ade said the other day, bro, it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer again.
Yeah.
Literally, the team is like Ole Gunnar, and that is not what United bought him for. So him getting Onana and Lisandro Martinez and Casemiro and Højlund, they weren't players that were brought in to be, let's counter-attack.
Yeah.
So I think he has to be given all this sack stuff, that has to go out the window.
That's what I was about to say.
That has to go out the window. They're fair enough not having a great start of the season, but they, under no circumstances, in my opinion, can they sack him this season.
Same for Chelsea. Like I was going to ask your opinion on this, Tommy, because I was like, I don't see the point of sacking the guy though, either. Because one, what's out there, and what it's just gonna, and what more might, like I said, even it seems like now the gravy train with the money's running out as well at Man United because they had to bring in like Reguilon and Amrabat on loan because they got no cash now. So if you sack him now, you got to pay him off. And then what's the new manager going to work with? You're going to have get into that situation.
You're going to have Ole's players, Ten Hag's players.
It's like, so I don't see the point.
I don't. Unless it gets terrible, if they're like 17th or something.
I'm not with
like this. I have no choice.
I'm not with all the sacking talk. I can't entertain it. It gets boring because everyone just wants something to say. Like I don't like a lot of the times when I sit in a room, people talk football. I just keep quiet now. It's boring, bro.
But I get the United fans that are saying it's not gonna get better though. You know the ones that they already resigned that it's not gonna get better.
But just the problem is, I get that. Do you know what I'm saying?
So let's let him go now.
I can't. I hear what you're saying because even if you ask me now, how is it gonna get better? I can't give you an answer to how he's gonna get better. So I'm not taking that away from them. Do you get what I mean? But it's not down on that man solely.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you need to understand. If he's just down on him, and I can say, okay, yeah, it's not gonna get better. If I can't see how something's gonna get better, then why are we gonna stick with him for that long? So I understand that aspect of it, but there's so much more than just him.
You sack him. You
see what I mean? The players got to take responsibility. Yeah. Like there's so like we don't want to have to go into the details of like the little like elements that's put us where we are right now. Do you know what I mean? There's so much to it. So it's not just him, and the man's faced so many things, and obviously ultimately as the manager, you are the face of the club.
Yeah, and he's gonna bear the brunt.
You're gonna bear the brunt of responsibility or anything that goes on within the club. So I get that, but look, I'm not gonna go into like the sacking situation because I'm definitely giving him to the end of the season. Like whatever it, like, as I said, before going into the season, I didn't think it was gonna be this bad, but I did know I'm gonna go through some tough times.
Yeah.
Like, and I've openly admitted that from the get go. I knew I was gonna go through some
time. But I didn't think it was gonna be this bad this early.
Well,
whether it's gonna be bad or not.
It's the home form for me because like the saving grace last year was that you were strong at home.
Yeah, it's true. And they've lost twice.
They've lost twice at home, and then the ones they won, Wolves. How you won that game, I don't know. Nottingham Forest, you went 2 down.
Yeah.
So that's when it's alarm bells. Because you know, it was a bit like us last year. We were terrible, but at home we won pretty much won all the games. So that can be enough to get you full.
Yeah, and
but you can pick up a few away from home.
Yeah.
But if you're losing at home and away, where's the light?
Yeah, now look, that's why I said, look, I can't blame on the man because even if the players can't perform against those type of teams, the manager surely it can't. But look, there's a lot to talk about. But let me just start.
Shout out Palace though.
Yeah, big win for them.
Look, in terms of United, we don't have much time because I did say you guys took a lot of time. Thankfully, thank you, Jude. We spent a lot of time, but look, I think we can all agree that you guys don't think he should be sacked too, right? Or do you think?
No, I don't think he should be sacked. I think there's still stuff to play for in the season. So you could have a cup run, and then what's the alternative? I always think with sacking managers mid-season as well.
I mean, not even mid-season.
You're Man United, you can attract a big manager, but I just think if you're gonna do it, just see how it goes and then bring in someone in the summer. Cool. I would say. How? Unless, like you said, if you win, lose another 2-3 on the bounce, you might get to the point. There's no choice.
So now we just got. For me personally, we got to ride it out. And that's just my opinion on it. Like, just ride it out at least until the end of the season. It is what it is. The man's facing so many challenges as a manager, and he's not getting that much support from the board because a lot of responsibility that he's taking on his shoulders. He shouldn't have to be. It shouldn't be down to him. Do you get what I mean? So if you want to sell the club, sell the club. Do you get what I mean? The fans are split as well because 1 minute fans are the fans. You talk about the home form. The fans is not they're probably not as noisy as they were last season because they thought the club would have been sold by now. There's in the middle of games they're protesting. Do you know what I mean? So it's instead of them cheering on the team, what's
mad is as fans, because obviously we've been cronking out, innit? The only thing that appeases you, is watching your team play decent. No, it's the results, but actually watching your team play decent and create chances and keep the ball and stuff like that. The United fans that are going so much time ain't even seeing that.
Yeah. You have to have
so now it's just fuck the board, fuck the manager, fuck the players. Fuck everything right now. Fuck everything right now. I saw on Twitter the other day that people just if you got to bench Marcus and Bruno, bench Marcus and Bruno and have what? And have who to play? Yeah.
Now, look, just to clarify with Marcus and Bruno, I think they're top players. I know a lot of people talk about Bruno. This is why I said a lot of the things that comes out now with people's bullshit reactions. I've said this about Bruno time ago. I've even when he was on top of his game, Bruno loses his ball so many aspects of his game that people are now trying to pinpoint as if it's all. Bro, shut up, man. It's been there all this while, but I still can't deny the guy is a very, very good player. His biggest problem on the ball, the quality he has is
second to none.
But it just is this level of temperament. He doesn't know when to play, when to just chill, pass the ball among his he's just a high risk player.
He loves that try.
He loves it.
Like a lot of people would say, the volume player.
Oh, he's the ultimate stats player. Like you said, I'm gonna spam these through balls
Yeah, that's what I'm
until
saying.
someone
Yeah,
buries
it's
one.
a volume
Yeah.
player. The volume
Yeah.
player.
Which is all right on a team that comes further.
And
forth.
that's also down to the manager because as you said, me and I spoke about this last season and we said he might need to get someone in to replace Bruno. And I think we said that opening on the pod that he might need to get someone in. Not that Bruno's a bad player, but if you want to play how you want to play football, Bruno might not be the right guy for you. If it's a decision that manager makes, yeah, but this is not to take away Bruno's quality. Bruno is a top player. By all means, it might not, like I said, it's just the way that he plays football, and it might not suit every single team like that. Do you know what I mean? If you're Ollie or whatever type of manager you are, if that's how you want to play football, by all means. But if you want to keep that ball at possession, then Bruno might not be the guy for you. And Rashford, elements of his games that he's showing now, he's always had it. But all of a sudden, last season, people want Rashford to be a lot more selfish, go for goals. Now he's doing that is a problem. Why he's not playing with his strikers? But Rashford, he's another person that I just got to understand. Their game management is poor from those two players. That's the only thing. Like they need to understand when to do something, when to like put your head down, take on the player, and when to play and get your other players involved. So it's not more just them two. As a whole team, game management is poor.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've always been consistent in my view about Marcus Rashford when he's doing good or when he's doing bad. Personally, I don't think he's a top level football player just because mentally he's not. Ability in the feet, no doubt. He's got everything. But the difference between the world-class players and the good players is decision making, managing games, all those things you said.
And the consistency of those
and
things.
he's at the age now where I can't say you're young
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're going to learn it.
100%.
24?
Must be like 25, I think,
24,
now, isn't it? At
25,
least 20, yeah.
75 going 26.
So I'm like, no, the youth is not an excuse anymore. You're the main man in your team. And like I said, I mean, part of it, like I said, is systemic, like the system the manager's playing. But I'm like, every time I see him, I'm like, you're not improving. You get the ball, your head's down, you're looking at the floor, and all you're thinking is cut in and shoot. You're on the wide. You got now a wide player has to score goals, but you're still a creator. You still got defensive responsibility. There's more to it.
Yeah.
And he thinks I've scored 25. I've done my job, and I could see that's what he's thinking. I'm the best player. I've scored goals. But like I said, if you want to win the league or the Champions League, the big prizes, there's more you have to do to be the top level player.
Yeah.
So he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's bad, but I just think that I don't think he has it in his head to be a world-class player. That's just my opinion. And a lot of people disagree with me.
Yeah.
I had this debate with my boys last year. They were saying who's better, Saka or Rashford. For me, I think it's a laughable comparison. I'm like, all right, Saka scores less goals. But what he does for his team is what his team needs.
100%.
Rashford
100%.
does what is good for his personal stats,
Yeah.
not for his team.
For team.
My opinion.
And I think that's where that responsibility. I mean, I think that's where the manager's also to blame because I'm not sure whether when he's having conversations with just two players, what do you tell them? Like keep doing what you're doing, or you need to like. So what are you telling them? Because I think he spoke openly about Rashford and Oyland, and he said, "Look, I spoke to both of them. Like I spoke to Rashford, you need to start getting Oyland involved." So if he's had the manager, to be fair to him, I will be honest. To be fair to him, I think ever since like the second game, I have seen small changes of him trying to get others involved. I see him playing the ball into Oyland, trying to get him to hold up. But you can still see elements of old habits as well. Yeah. So it's going to take
old
time.
Habits die young,
yeah, it's going to take time. But we'll see anyway. But I said, look, we can sit and talk about United all day. But thankfully, you guys taking the time. We don't have much time on Arsenal because it was a straightforward win yesterday.
Yeah, good.
What I was going to say is, what's your assessment? Don't let us get Ham's assessment. What's your assessment on Arsenal? Where do you think they'll? I think you pretty much summed up where they're going to end up. So what's your assessment of how they're playing?
Yeah, I don't think they've been as good as last year. That's the first thing I'd say. But they've got that thing that top team has of they know how to win. So you don't have to be great every week. I still think there's an issue like what they're going to do with Havertz because you've invested the money, so you have to invest in him. I don't really see where he fits personally. I thought the midfielder last year was better than what the one they have now.
Better balance, yeah.
Better balance wise, maybe not ability. I think Rice is a good signing, but again, I don't think he's a difference maker. If that makes sense. Does he win you the league?
I mean, he's consistent at least.
Yeah, he's a good player. I like Rice. Rice. But I think no, Arsenal are good. They're a strong team. There's no doubt about it, and they know how to win. So, and they're going to win most of the games. That's
Cool.
the fact. So yeah, they're going to be up there.
Cool. Quick question. I forgot to ask you. Your best signing this season for Liverpool?
Oh,
That's
so was
easy,
that?
innit?
Yeah.
To say.
I mean, that guy
That's
is
easy, don't.
unbelievable, bro. I saw him. I mean, do you remember in England? They battered England.
Yeah,
Hungry, yeah.
4-0. So I thought, oh, okay, cool. But I just thought, he's young, come for the German league. We'll probably put him like he's one of these players. He's at that age, you have one good game in 3.
Yeah.
But this guy is an animal, bro. He could play by himself. I'm not even like a lot of our Liverpool fans getting excited and he's Gerrard Part 2 and all this stuff. We'll see.
He wears Gerrard's number.
But he's in terms of the all action and with quality as well. Like he can run all. I mean, the games that we've won where we've gone 10 men, have been down to him.
Cool. Yeah. All right, look, we're gonna sum up the games because we don't have much time. So we've got two more things to do. Quick summary of like the So I'm just gonna give you both of you 30 seconds each and a game just to talk about it. Yeah. And then we'll go into the last segment, which is how well do you know your team. I'm gonna start with you. Quick summary review of like the weekend's game. Villa, Brighton.
Bro, that was shocking. That's like, I was absolutely shocked. We was playing football, innit? And then Tom was on the side sending out the scores, and it was like 4-1, 5-1. And I looked at my phone, and then there was 6-1. Yeah. That's all I can say. That was a shocking result for me.
Everton, Luton.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, let's keep it moving.
That's it.
Newcastle, Burnley.
Newcastle won it 2-0, innit?
Yeah.
You expect that though, innit? You expect Newcastle to do that comfortable 2-0.
I'm guessing it's going to be the same for the next one, but West Ham, Sheffield United.
Yeah,
Same.
comfy, standard victory. But what's going to happen?
But having a good season though, West Ham though.
Yeah, West Ham, I like.
Good
That's a
season.
good. That's a Everton point.
And the
Mark
last
2.
one is City, Wolves.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wolves. When I saw that come in,
Cool.
All
All right, cool. Let's just move on.
Well
Thank
done,
you.
Wolves.
All right, Drew. So we got a new segment. Is how well do you know your team? So every time we get a guest on, got 10 questions. In terms of like the time, there's not really no time.
But
Depending
I
on
will
how,
be timing.
depending on how long you take is where it depends on where you sit on the board. So last week we had Dean on. So the last question you have an opportunity to get 5 points. Yeah.
Cool.
So depending on how quick you answer the question, so that you have like is who am I? So you have like an opportunity. I give you a first clue, second clue. So if you answer the first clue, 5 points.
Yeah.
You have 2 lifelines. So if you don't know our answer, normally it should be Ade and Ham. So you can go to Ade once or go to Ham once, but this time around you can go to Ham twice.
Cool.
So if you don't know our answer,
like a clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he gives you the answer, he gives you the answer.
Oh.
So he can give you the answer.
You won't need me.
So if Ham gives you the answer, then but obviously the most important thing is the time, because if you get the same score as someone else, it all
Yeah,
depends.
so that's what I'm gonna time.
I'm with you. Okay.
But if you are taking long enough question, I'm just gonna push you. Yeah. So
let's do it.
once you're good to go, I'm gonna start the time, and then we get going. 1 second.
Can I just shout out Kai Havertz though quickly? Yeah.
Oh yeah, got his goal. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a real good gesture from the boys. It just shows the togetherness of the team and what Arteta's done
Nice touch.
to this team. Yeah. So I'm super happy for him. I'm happy already with him. Innit? I know we're in the same group, innit?
Yeah.
So, you know, some people are cussing. I ain't cussing him once, innit? Because my boy needs to settle. But yeah, I was happy for him that he got his goal.
All right, cool. We good to go?
Yeah, man.
All right. First question: how many goals did Steven Gerrard score for Liverpool?
186.
Fucking hell, yeah. Last manager to win the league for Liverpool, aside from Klopp.
Kenny Dalglish.
Correct. What was the score when you played Seville in the Europa League final?
2-1 Sevilla.
No, 3-1 Sevilla.
Oh, was it 3? Oh shit! I didn't know.
Who scored the goal for Liverpool?
Sturridge.
2 players that played for Liverpool and Arsenal.
Yossi Benayoun. Nicholas Anelka.
Youngest player to ever play for Liverpool.
Oh, that's goal scorer. I think it's Jack Robinson.
No, Jerome Sinclair.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I can't pronounce his name properly. What nationality is Stefan Bergetic?
Spanish.
Yeah, that's correct. Liverpool record signing.
Nunes
Yeah. 2 players that play for Liverpool and United.
and United. Paul Ince.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Don't forget you got Ham there.
Yeah. No, let's see if I can do it right. United. Peter Beardsley.
Yeah, correct. Didn't think that would come out of your mouth. And the last one, so you can get 5 points in this one. The first clue is, I'm an African player. I coach my country and play for my country, and I was bought by Gerard Houllier.
Rigobert Song.
No. Second clue, I was at Liverpool for 18 months and I scored 10 in 37.
African player, 10 in 37, and he coaches his country.
No, he coached. Not doesn't mean necessarily coached. That he's coached his country previously, and
TT Kamara.
that's the one. So the time is
Yeah, that's the only one that came to mind. You know?
Yeah.
2 minute 4 second. So I think you got
That was
8
good,
right,
though.
8
That
out
was
of
good.
10, and you got I think Dima got
Did
he got more because he got the. To be fair, Dio
Nah, but yeah,
ruined
we're
that
not,
quick.
yeah.
That ruined that.
Still said the answer.
said the answer to him, but to be fair, you should be top because he said the answer to him.
Yeah. Drew's top.
So you be top.
I'll take it.
So 2 minute 4 second. Yeah, 2 minute 41.
Okay.
2 minute 4 seconds. So
Yeah.
yeah,
What did I get wrong? The youngest player and
youngest player and
The score. You said 2-1.
2-1.
3-1.
Yeah, I
Run.
should have known that one.
I couldn't even like that Stevie one. Matting.
Do you know what?
You know your legend. Though, innit? you know your legend, didn't it?
Yeah.
Anyone who knows me, football stats. Since I was a kid, I've read them
been
religiously.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I've always know numbers quite
Yeah,
well.
I didn't even think you like. I thought you say Michael Owen, Peter Beardsley. That one, I'm thinking you're a Liverpool man.
Michael was the only one that was coming to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why I
yeah.
didn't think of that. Actually.
Yeah, no, you're definitely a Liverpool man because
That
when I
was-
was doing my research, I didn't even know myself. So I was doing the research, I was thinking, what can he potentially say?
I don't think
But
he actually played. I think he was in the books.
books, yeah.
But-
No,
Yeah, I
same
was gonna
thing,
say,
same
Peter
thing. Yeah,
Beardsley, I don't know
yeah.
Newcastle, and-
Alex.
Back in the day, talking like.
Yeah, but I don't remember him.
Even I thought. I didn't know Manny got signed for you guys for a short period as well.
Yeah.
And plays,
Oh,
yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I love Maniga, you know.
Yeah,
sick number 2.
I don't think he actually played a game for
He
us,
didn't
but
play
was our
exalt.
third
Yeah,
keeper
yeah,
for like
yeah,
a year or
yeah.
something,
So he was a sick number 2. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Look, thanks. So you are top. We'll keep the table. Gonna have to drop Dean down because Dio ruined it. Or what we do is probably get Dean back again and just cancel that one because it will be unfair to just drop him. Yeah, because Dio just gave him the answer. Some people just don't listen to the rules. So yeah. Look, thanks people. Thanks for listening. Please make sure you subscribe. Share this with friends and family. And as I said at the beginning, please comment so we can respond to it on the pod. I think Ade will be back next week. Shout out to his daughter. It's her birthday today. So
Big up.
anything from you? Drew?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Up the Reds. Hopefully, when I come back, we'll be top of the table.
There's only one red here. It's the big one next week as well, so we'll see how I feel next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week
we gotta
Sunday.
see,
Okay.
So
yeah, that'll be interesting.
So you're gonna, as long as you win, then you. But you got a tough one away to Brighton as well.
Brighton next
yeah,
week.
so that's
yeah,
a
so that'll
tough
be
one.
interesting too,
Well,
so-
both of you are gonna play Europa League, so see how. But as you said, you got the squad, and then you can. But they have the squad, but you know what it's like. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
No worries. We out. Peace.